Now, yesterday, campaigners were celebrating the reopening of Chorley's A&E department. Although the unit hasn't returned to its usual 24 hours, protesters from the Protect Chorley A&E from Cuts said it was a start. The department will run for 12 hours a day, 8 a.m. till 8 o'clock in the evening. The group welcomed staff back on Wednesday morning, but when they returned in the evening with a cake and balloons, security weren't in any mood to celebrate.
Well, what happened yesterday, we got our 12-hour A&E reinstated. We want it back for 24 hours, but we got 12. So for our campaign, it was a celebration. So what we did, we had an event in the morning, and then for those people who couldn't make it in the morning, we had an event in the evening up at the hospital. Well, in the evening, we decided that we would present the cake to the hospital in a way of welcome home, we're glad you're back. So we had a cake and a card, and we all went from one gate on Preston Road, walked round to the Exton Road gate, and we then went in to present the cake. As we got there, I went in to try and say to the reception, how do we do this, because we don't want to interrupt the service. A manager came out and security, and I don't know, Judith knows more about that end of things.
We were told that we were walking too slow, and that's what started it. We weren't walking fast enough. There were people on mobility scooters, people with Zimmer frames, people with walking sticks. Now, how can you walk fast? You've got to stay together.
So while Andrew was inside, Judith, what was going on outside?
Two of my colleagues, we actually went and stood at the door with the cake and the card, waiting for Andrew to see if we could take it in. Somebody from management actually came to us and told us that we weren't allowed on the property. It was private property and we had to vacate the property straight away. It wasn't a very nice situation. I just said we've come really peacefully. We just want to say thank you to the staff for reopening the NHS. We really appreciate it, and I just gave her the cake, gave her the card. We turned round and walked out, and that was it. And then after that, we couldn't believe what happened.
You know, it was an heated discussion between one of the campaigners and the security guy. And he said, right, I've had enough. I'm calling the police. And I said, and he got his phone out. I said, please don't do that. We're dispersing now. I know it's got heated, but please don't do it. You'll just make the situation worse. And a couple of our people, they did get agitated, but it was a reaction to the way we were treated. We've always found a way of being dignified, polite and courteous towards one another.
Yeah.
And that didn't happen last night with their staff. So those people either need retraining, on how to deal with these situations and questioning, in our opinion. But we're not here to get anybody in any trouble, because that's not what we're here for. We love that hospital and the people that work in it. We're here because if there is a problem, they work constructively to sort it out so they can deal with us as decent, dignified human beings. And that didn't happen last night.
Who would have thought that a Chorley cake would have caused absolute chaos?
The group say they plan to campaign until they have a 24-hour A&E. We contacted Chorley Hospital for their side, and in a statement they've said they've been liaising with protest organisations over the past 9 months and have agreed that people would not protest within the hospital grounds because of the potential service disruption it could cause. Last night, 3 protesters came into emergency department to present staff with a cake, a thoughtful gesture, and was received with our thanks by our teams. A large number of protesters then also left the main road and came into the hospital site. The protesters were blocking pavements and were congregating in front of ambulance bays. As this was a clear risk to safety, they were politely asked to leave by managers, nursing staff and finally security. Some protesters returned to the main road, however the majority remained and refused to leave. The police were subsequently called to ensure the safety of protesters, patients, visitors, staff and arriving ambulances.